In the red-scorched soil of southern Arizona, where the wind carries the smell of dust and the sun burns faces, there are machines that are not the latest in technology, but living testaments to a golden age when man and machine conquered the harsh elements together. In the old yard of the Alvarado family farm, a 1974 combine stands alone among scrap metal, covered in a thick layer of dust and a few patches of burnt bronze rust. At first glance, it might seem like a collectible, an antique. But for Thomas Alvarado, a man in his 60s with sunburned skin and chapped hands, the machine is still alive. They gave it away 10 years ago, he says, wiping his hand on the dusty steering wheel. But not me. It was my father's companion. It plowed many fields, helped the whole family through many droughts. For me, this is not a machine. It is a memory, flesh and blood. Today, he decided to restart the machine, not only to harvest the crops, but also to revive a part of the soul of this land. He opened the engine cover. His familiar hand dug into the old wires, tightened a few bolts, added a little more engine oil, then turned to the manual fuel pump. The smell of old gasoline and metal was strong, but he did not complain. That smell, to him, was the taste of life. When the machine started for the first time in years of sleep, the sound was not smooth, but raspy, growling, like the sound of an old animal being awakened from a long sleep. But then, after a few turns of the throttle, the steady roar began to spread throughout the space. The engine shuddered, the tracks creaked, and the machine slowly made its way toward the cornfields beyond. No one expected it, but he knew. He always believed it would return someday. On the way to the fields, the machine slowly passed a row of old barns, where a few dusty photographs of past harvests were hung. The sun rose higher overhead, the light catching every rust spot, making it glisten like a gilded scar of time. The neighborhood kids watched the machine move silently, as if they had witnessed a miracle. A boy asked Mr. Thomas, "Uncle, why don't you buy a new machine?" He just smiled. "A new machine is nice, but it doesn't know what happened to this land. This one, it remembers every speck of dust, every gust of wind. It knows how to talk to the earth." The machine pulled into the middle of the cornfield, where the ears were golden yellow, the stalks taller than his head, swaying in the breeze. Mr. Thomas climbed into the driver's seat, his hands shaking slightly, not because of age, but because of the rising emotion. He pulled back on the throttle, pressed the button to start the harvester. The blades whirred and clicked like the clockwork of time starting again. The corn began to be cut quickly and cleanly. The heavy yellow ears fell into the bin, and the stalks were neatly trimmed behind. The machine, though slow, worked exactly as it had done for decades. With each turn of the wheel, a part of the past was reawakened. It was as if Mr. Thomas was not just harvesting crops, but also reaping memories that had never been forgotten. It is often said, in Arizona, everything is dry, from the soil to the words. But in that moment, on the rusty machine in the middle of the scorching field, there was something softer than a flower petal. It was faith, loyalty, and human perseverance with old things. The new is fast, but not durable. The old is slow, but loyal, he said in a low voice and a faraway gaze. At the end of the field, the machine stopped next to an old cactus tree, where his father used to sit and smoke, guarding the harvest. He turned off the machine, sat silently for a few seconds, his eyes filled with tears, not because of the wind and dust, but because of a deep emotion in his heart. Returning home when the afternoon was falling, Mr. Thomas quietly covered the machine with a tarp, as if he were covering an old friend after a day of work. He caressed the machine once more, whispering, "Let's go again tomorrow, okay, old friend?" And in the distance, the late afternoon sunlight shines through the cracks of the barn, creating streaks of orange light like flickering on the memory, burning forever.